Welcome to our legs and abs Pilates workout. I have a 4-month-old or 4.5-month-old joining us today. Make sure you've got a little toy for them to keep them entertained while we're not using them as a prop. We're going to come into cat cow. So let's exhale into cat pose. Tuck the chin, lift the back. Inhale through cow. Now it's important not to let the belly relax here. Keep it braced in cow pose and cat pose. Float through a few more times. Option to lift the pelvic floor as we lift into cat. Inhale, soften. All right, we're going to do some knee planks. Keep your toes tucked under, then come down into child's pose. Inhale to plank. Make sure you're really switching those abs. Then exhale back. Now, option here, harder one, is to come into a toe plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Choose what you wish. Let's keep going. Make sure you're not holding the breath through any of this. Couple more. Good. All right, let's come into tabletop hover, then back to plank. Knees or toes here. Very good. If your wrists are getting sore, come onto the elbows. Now just lead with one side at the moment. So my right leg's leading out, and then back in, right, left, right, left, right, left. Doesn't matter which one you're doing. Either way, just take note because we are going to reverse it. Now when we come into our tabletop hovers or bear hovers, make sure that the hips and knees aren't too high off of the mat. Beautiful. Have a rest in child's pose. Feel free to sweep the arms by your sides, roll the wrists out. We're also strengthening the wrists here too, so don't worry if they're feeling a bit achy. That's not a bad thing. It just means that we are building strength in those wrists. We're going to come up into a standing position, coming into some squats next. So make your way up. I've stepped to the top of my mat near Ella, and we're going to do a little bit of peekaboo or something like that. So inhale, reach up, squat down, exhale, stand. Inhale, squat, exhale, stand. Good. To make it harder, let's add in a pulse. Pulse and stand. Now, the lower you go in these squats, the harder it's going to be. So you choose where you're at today. Keep the weight in the heels of your feet. Keep those abdominals drawn into the spine. Try not to hang out in standing for too long. If anything, hold that squat. Let's go. Hold and pulse. Good. Ella didn't want to let go of my hands, so we're holding this squat a little bit longer. Sorry, mamas. You can blame Ella. Nearly there. Got one hand back. And there we go. Nearly done. Okay, I'm making you work a bit harder now. My fault. All right, right leg, tippy toe back. Together, back, together. We're doing about 10 of these on each side. Now make sure your abs, again, drawn into the spine. We're going to switch them on whenever we get the chance to. Keep your balance. Nearly there. And don't let go of that squat. Pulse, pulse. And left leg out, in, out, in. Get lower if it's not hurting. It wants to be burning those quads. Let's go. Lower. Not faster. Keep a steady pace. Smile through that pain. Nearly done. Done. Excellent. Shake out those legs. Woo. All right. Roll those shoulders. Relax them down. Let's come back down to the mat. Onto those hands and knees. Beautiful. We're coming into some push-ups now. Now you can choose. I'm doing knee push-ups. That's it. Let's give them a kiss or blow raspberries or something every rep. Let's get as many as we can, not going too fast. Now, if that's too hard, bring your knees right under the hips. We have really wide hands here today too, okay? Wide push-ups. So make sure that they're even wider than your mat. If you've got your hands on your mat, I'm using Ella's blankie. I'm giving Ella kisses every time. You do you. Perfect. Keep those abs switched on. Try not to let the hips come up too much. Done. Excellent. Roll those wrists out. Feel free to shake them. Bubs loves it when you shake those hands around. Okie dokie. Next up, we have some hinges for the quads. So toes tuck under, I find that better. Straight arms, shoulder height. Let's tuck the tailbone under, abs on, lean back. Exhale to kneel. So inhale, hinge back. Exhale up. Now it's easy for the hips to drop and the belly to relax here, but just do your best to make sure that they're all switching on. Nothing too fast. You don't have to go hips far back because it is hard. And if it's not hard enough, maybe you're not going back far enough. So it's always up to you how to make it more challenging or modify it as needed. All right, hold that hinge. Genie arms, let's rotate side to side. So we're twisting through the upper torso as much as we can. Don't let those hips drop down. Keep those abs drawn in. Breathe through it. Try not to hold the breath. Nearly done. This is hard. This is so much harder than it looks. And relax. Excellent work. So next up, we're coming into some clams, and these are going to then progress into a side plank while we're clamming. So let's just start with basics. Lie down on your right hip, prop up on your right elbow. Have your knees bent. Just letting Ella roll over onto your belly there. Okay, make sure the elbows under the shoulder, knees stacked. We're going to keep the feet together, long through the spine. Let's just open that top right knee and close it. This might not feel like much of a movement just yet, but I promise you it's going to get harder. Switch on those abdominals. Don't let the hips or ribs dip down. Nice, slow, steady movements. Exhale to open the clam, inhale to close it. So from here, let's lift into a side plank and continue with those clams. Now you'll see my legs are about a 90-degree angle, so my knees are in line with my grounded right elbow. This is hard, so if you need to take that step back, just keep the hips down onto the mat. Nearly there. Don't give up. All right, last layer. Let's try some side leg raises. Let's go. Straight leg, left leg, up, down, up, down. Doesn't have to be a big movement. The bigger movement, the harder it's going to be though. Feel free just to keep that foot on the ground if needed though. And rest. Beautiful. That's just a nice little finisher for you. So Ella was pretty happy there playing around with the grass. Great little sensory play. And we're swapping over to a different side. Move Bubs if you need to. Start with those clams. Let's exhale, open clam, inhale, close. Again, switch on the spine. Don't let yourself droop down. Everything's switching on. Control the movement. Your body should be nice and steady. All right, lift to that side plank. Let's continue with those clams. You've got this. All right, let's extend that top right leg. Let's lift and lower. Now we want to keep our whole body really straight here, so don't let those hips droop back behind you. You've got this. I'm giving Ella little bum taps there. Nice and high, nearly done. And rest it there. I hope you felt that because I certainly did. All right, mamas, well done. We're coming into some ab work now. So I'm using Ella as my beautiful little prop. So we're going to come down onto your back. I want you to do that however is safe for you to get there. And also you don't even have to use your baby, depending, if how old they are or they're just not keen to join. So if they're happy playing, just leave them be. That's totally fine. Legs into tabletop. Ella has propped to do some tummy time. Most babies love this, by the way. We're going to do some chest lifts. Now, I have one hand on Ellen because she is quite stable and, I know she's not going anywhere. But if you need to, keep both hands on your bubba. The closer your knees to your chest, the easier it's going to be for you not only just to support them, but to hold them. All right, few 100s here. Let's go. Now, if your hands are holding baby, don't worry. Don't worry about adding them in. Otherwise, feel free to keep doing those 100s. Keep going and rest for a moment. Okay, Ella is on my left shin here. We're going to do a single leg extension with your right leg. Let's go. All right, head down easier, head up harder. I've popped my head down. Also, another option, you can either stand your little one or sit them on your belly. Another easier option is to keep your left foot grounded. Our right leg is still going in and out. I want you to keep working. Remember, the lower that right leg goes to the mat, the harder your lower abdominals have to work. All right, we're switching it up. Left leg now. Feel free to do lots of different variations. Head up, head down. Maybe your right foot needs to be resting on the mat. You choose. A few more to go. And finish that there. Rest the feet. Take a moment. Ah, how good are these baby moments? Alrighty. Now I've just popped Ella to my side, but if your little one isn't up for that, just lie them down on their mat. You might like to use both hands for this one anyway, because it's pretty tricky. We're coming into reverse crunches. So one or both hands by your sides. Let's exhale. Try and lift your hips off of the mat. Now, to make it easier, bring your feet over your face. If you want it a little more challenging, try and just kick straight up to the sky. Perfect. We don't have too many of these. We're just testing out the abdominals. Notice how it feels. And rest there. Hug the knees into the chest if you can. And we are going to rock up into a seated position. Up to you. I just like to pop Ella on my shins and just do one little rock up to do that. I find it safe, fun, and different. And that is it, everyone. I hope you had a great workout, and we will see you again soon. Bye for now.